Welcome, everybody, to the Noisy Business Podcast. It's been a while and we've missed you guys. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we're not even going to waste your time today.
So if you're a new listener, bear with us. If you've been a recurring listener or you're back for the first time in a long time, first of all, thank you for coming back. We've missed you guys. And so those of you guys that are new, we need to let you guys know first and foremost that there is one particular fast food chain restaurant that we just do not appreciate.
Ooh, I get incensed.
Something smells fishy about this business.
Ooh.
So
we're all about pointing it out. Calling out those businesses.
That's right. And of course,
that's what this podcast is about. It's a comedy podcast that talks about business and things and the like. And if you are enjoying this podcast so far, I know we're 30 seconds in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, give us a review. Review our channel on 30 seconds of the podcast.
This is a very new way of formatting, but I'm kind of into it.
We tease it up front, and then we let you know, listen, if you want more, review and subscribe and all the cool stuff, and we will continue on talking.
Brayden, if there's one thing that I do best, it's about over-promising, and then whenever it comes down time to deliver, I'm just way too tired, and I'm getting nervous, and I throw up, and then there's nothing exciting to talk about.
That sounds like a lot of your dates.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not talking.
That's what you're talking.
Our podcasts are pretty good. That's not bad. Love life, too much puking. From the nerves of just there's so much pressure to perform lately.
The dating scene is a crazy place.
So sorry. Anyway,
back to this.
The new listeners. The new listeners need to understand that we cannot stand Subway in any capacity.
Oh, this is a sandwich place.
We're
not talking about the New York City transportation system.
What? Yeah, we've never been. I've never been.
Which Sean and I love.
I love the idea of it. I've never been, but just being in a fast tube that goes really, really fast underground just seems like the future, and it seems pretty cool.
We have no other evidence to tell us otherwise. But as far as the sandwich making company,
that's what we can't stand.
Ooh.
What do they call their employees? They're not.
They call them sandwich artists?
Sandwich artists. Go fuck yourself. That's like something that the marketing was like, they didn't even take it seriously. They're like, we could call them sandwich artists. and they showed it to the board, and the freaking schmoes that run that shit show were like,
someone raises their hand.
That's a perfect idea.
Someone raises his hand. Why would we call them artists? Because they're not going to make any money here either. Like, oh, shoot. But it's also kind of like,
they're dropping out of college, aren't
what they're doing is not art. It's like, yeah, I think you're right. It's people are the reason why they're doing it's like it's calling to the college dropout, because it's like they're calling themselves artists anyway. Ugh. So I think what it is they're trying to get those search engine optimization keywords. So they just noticed that artists, how to become an artist, is probably trending in their area, and they're like, how to become a sandwich artist?
Exactly.
Is not too far. They're just gonna pop up in that search feed.
Nobody else.
What you're doing.
Don't you think
Subway?
I understand that point of it, but if I had any kind of control, wouldn't you want to make it something a little more sophisticated and a little closer to what you're actually doing than something as bullshitty as sandwich artist, like a sandwich craftsman almost, because they're crafting it in front of you. They're not. Okay, crafting is art involved. Art brings people happiness and some kind of, like, it makes you think. The only thing I'm thinking when I'm watching these sad fuckers put this sad sandwich together is that I really should have gone farther away and gone to which.
First off, you're using the word craft, which also denotes a skill. I would change their title to maybe musher. They're just gonna mush.
Yeah.
Have you seen them like just lay out a bread that's been like sitting a little bit too long and next to some other bread a little bit too close, and it's kind of already got a little bit of a sad vibe to it. The bread has a sad vibe.
Everything has a sad vibe in there, to be fair.
As soon as you walk in, even the hi, welcome to Subway.
It's lost its charm. It was something probably 15 to 20 years ago before, you know what happened, before they found out somebody was touching kids.
Yeah. But okay, first off, the whole atmosphere is just a downward spiral.
Right.
And they now tear open with a dull knife the aforementioned bread to then splay out as you would a frog in biology class. Just
what are you talking about? They're getting their bread from a bag?
No, not from a bag, but from like the cart. It's a cart.
They bake it there, though.
They make it there. They're trying, but like, what do you do?
Worst. It's the worst freshly baked bread ever. Like, how do you make fresh baked bread so sad?
I don't know.
You guys, if you ever have the chance to make your own bread at home, do it. It's kind of a pain, but it's really, really good.
I mean, if I know bakers like I know my bakers, which is solely from the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, where the guy goes, "Good morning, Belle," and he looks up like a pretty happy dude.
He's French.
Yeah, he's baking bread. So un baguettes. Anyhow, all of they'll place and mash and mush the meats into your sandwich, and then they'll up
just
the
a
mayonnaise.
Sad
and then they cram it in with the knife again, just
the
so
dirty knife.
They're mushers,
and they're shoving their plastic gloves on and then they're smushing your sandwich right in front of you, and then they wrap it up,
smusher.
and they're like, "There's for sure all the condiments are all over the place. Here you go." Yeah. And also, it's over the sandwich market that Subway is in is already very competitive, but they should not be charging that much for the sad product. Yeah. You guys, anyway, all that being said, we didn't want to just rag on Subway.
Yeah.
I mean,
is there actually?
Yes, there actually is.
There's a reason for this.
You guys, if you bring up, this is a very real conversation. If you bring up Subway around Brighton or I, especially if we're together, we've got a solid 15 minutes. It's not really comedy,
okay,
but it's just like this unwavering vent of frustration of just how terrible their product is. And we've been doing this from the beginning. And from the very beginning, we have never supported Subway.
And listen, This is not you shouldn't harass any of the mushers that are there.
We haven't even brought up the toilet bowl of the sandwich bowl.
That's disrespectful.
Anyway, we got
to the customers and to the workers there. I'm just trying to say that if you work at Subway, we love you, we care for you, and we see your cries for help in your eyes, and we do apologize.
Work somewhere else.
We don't hate you.
Work somewhere else.
Yeah.
Work somewhere else for better tips. There's so many other places.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that being said, as a nice way to introduce this segment.
Okay. Oh, it's a full segment.
Planned out.
Someone just left my house, by the way. If there's little dinglings,
I'm sure that's safe.
There's deliveries being made.
How do you have but we're in your studio. So how do you know someone's leaving your house when we're in your studio?
Because that's the alarm indicator for when something opens. I have a smart house. Remember?
I thought we were trying to tell them that we were only in a studio.
I have a smart studio.
A smart studio.
That is also located in my mansion.
Cool.
All right, guys. Hold on. I got a lot of hallways.
We don't need to break down where the podcast is going. I don't live in a mansion, so somebody's taking this podcast.
We'll get to laundry.
Anyway, so let me segue here back into our summer. So with a question, what do you think is the worst sandwich to order at Subway?
Meatball sub.
You think?
No. I take that back.
Think about it.
The tuna.
The tuna? You would be correct, sir.
Okay, first off, I feel like the tuna sandwich is a bad sandwich no matter where you get it.
You want to know why?
But I don't want to try where the best tuna sandwich. It's still a tuna sandwich.
Why it's specifically bad at Subway, though?
I do not know why. Are you going to tell me?
Yeah, because turns out it's not even mostly tuna.
Subway, eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh.
Sean?
We were just going to do that for 45 more minutes.
I thought you were going to do the dun dun dun.
No, I had to. So anyway, we're going to eat fresh, but that doesn't mean we're going to be eating fresh fish, ladies and gentlemen. So check this out. As of 4 days ago, Subway can be sued now for its quote unquote tuna.
Nice.
A federal judge ruled that Subway can be sued for claiming to serve its 100% tuna. The decision allows several lawsuits to advance. Several. That means there's already people that have begun the suing process against the worst company ever, including a 2021 suit claiming that Subway's tuna, quote, partially or wholly lacks tuna as an ingredient, end quote.
Wholly lacks. Okay. I was going to bring this up in the previous section.
Subway, eat fresh.
Go ahead.
In the previous section.
Don't let me distract you.
Where I feel like their menu and just a lot more of their marketing materials inside their place needs more quotes. Like
100% quote tuna.
Our kitchen is quote unquote clean.
These are quote sandwiches.
Our employees wash their
Subway,
hands,
eat fresh.
quote unquote, every time they go to the bathroom.
Ew, gross. So let's dive in just a little bit deeper here, and then we can add on a couple jokes. We got those local ghosts going loco. So that claim is based on a UCLA study that found 19/20 samples of Subway tuna contained no detectable tuna DNA. What fucking scientist is like, I went to this school. I have 20 years of experience in my very serious scientific DNA research. And they're like, here's something from Subway. Tell me if it's a fish.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it wasn't even that. They didn't need a full-on scientist. All they needed was a picky eater to go, I don't think this is tuna. And
Subway, eat fresh.
Then someone just comes in and slaps a lab coat on her. You're a scientist now. Yeah.
Tell me, do you think that's tuna? Tuna fish?
They come back. It's like, this is not tuna. I don't even know.
Okay, so it's not 19/20. It's not 19 or 20. It's 19 out of 20 samples contained no detectable. Not some or none. It's 19 out of 20
what are they putting
contained
in there?
no tuna. Let me keep reading to see if we can find out. Of tuna DNA. That's what it says. Researchers say that they found the DNA of, here we go, chicken, cows, and other fish in Subway spread. Subway has fiercely defended its tuna. They're so fucking serious about their tuna, saying that all non-tuna DNA all non-tuna DNA found in the tuna spread was due to cross-contamination with other foods in the stores. 19 out of 20 samples of a DNA test in a petri dish is not even tuna.
Subway, eat fresh.
So,
Not tuna. Subway, eat fresh, just not fresh tuna. It's mostly chicken and cows and some pork and maybe a little bit of other fish sticks.
And maybe some of the hair follicles of some of our employees.
Jeez, dude.
It's like, that's what's called a mix. That's what we call. Did we forget the tuna?
So I've never tried it. I've never tried their tuna because it looks terrible. The only thing that I've had is like their cold cuts.
Okay. This kind of broadens out to an even bigger question of how do you prioritize like sandwiches if you like see a thing? I feel like tuna is right below. Maybe there's something even higher, but I feel it's right below egg salad. An egg salad sandwich, and then boom, tuna.
Yeah, okay, so then that makes me want to ask you, well, how do you feel about chicken salad?
Chicken salad?
Yeah, chicken salad
sandwich. That can be that has such a variance to it. Like,
so really, you just don't like chopped up pieces of cheaper meat mixed with a good deal of mayonnaise. Is mostly what it comes down to, which is fair.
But
because at least you're consistent. But
I am. You throw some hummus on that baby.
Gross. A little.
If it's just tuna and some hummus. You already know your boy's packing it.
I was just trying to concoct what would possibly give me the worst breath for the rest of the afternoon, and I decided to do with a roasted garlic hummus with a canned cheap tuna fish.
I'm a married man. I don't need to make friends at work anymore.
That's great. So how do people that order the Subway quote tuna end quote tuna sandwich really feel about realizing legally that the overwhelming majority of what you've been eating thinking is tuna is not even tuna? What's really gross is that if it's only partially like other fish, but it also contains pork and chicken and beef or whatever else was in there. Why does it taste so much like fish, or does it? I've never tried it.
I think the issue comes into play where it's still Subway. We know what we're getting. Nothing is what it seems.
We could have, of all the things that we could have sued Subway for, why were we not part of this tuna thing?
Are we going to get on this class action?
I think that it makes me open my eyes, makes us realize that there's lots of other things that we don't endorse that we're like, that's trash. I don't spend my money there because it's trash. Look at it as a business opportunity and a way to get involved in the disgusting United States court system. Sue somebody's pants off for lying.
I know, guys, everybody is, okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying, not a lot of people, it's odd that this news comes out that not a lot of people are talking about. We're shining some light on it. We're using our platform for good. But if I was a conspiracy theorist, it's very odd that this kind of news comes out at around the same time that Roe versus Wade was overturned.
What?
Some would say this is a distraction from the actual news.
So do you
that we need to be talking
saying that they have found baby DNA instead of tuna DNA in the tuna fish?
No. I'm just saying that sometimes people don't look at the important news because there's this flashy big thing that's going on right now that maybe doesn't affect everybody. Maybe it does. But I'm just saying, what's more important, fake tuna or women's rights? You know?
So you're arguing about like mainstream media manipulation and like women's rights and stuff. And I'm over here basically not even suggesting. My heart is telling me that Subway has been taking fetus meat, grinding it up real fine, adding some other fish in there for good measure, and saying it's tuna fish.
That's
Subway, eat fresh.
That's a pretty big. I feel like you're making a larger leap than I am, and I will not support it. But I gotta say, for Subway, it's kind of plausible.
Yeah, okay. So let us know if you guys have ever tried the Subway sandwiches over there.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do like a screenshot or something right now of us pretending to hold the sandwiches, and one of us is holding a baby next to a blender. 1, 2, 3. That's not going anywhere. Okay, so anyway, yeah, let us know what you think about that, and if there's any other place that you've had the tuna and you're like, I don't think this is a real fish product. So anyway, yeah, let us know. Moving right along.
It's been a fan mail day. You're supposed to sing the song with me.
You're singing the new verse that I hadn't had a chance to memorize yet, but I will chime in at the end of the sentences.
The fan mail for everybody wants. And more fans that send in the mail.
Are we out of practice?
I think so. I think, guys, this is gonna be a fun episode just because your boys are trying to get their legs back.
And I think this next fan mail question actually has something to do with that and will help, bring to light what's been going on with the noisy business and why have we not been as consistent as we once were.
Intrigued.
Cool.
Intriguing.
Let me pull up this 100% real email.
Oh, guys. Also, if you're still with us, please be sure to follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, like TikTok. Hit us up. We're posting clips of our podcast, and we need this kind of feedback. We're rounding up to almost 100 episodes.
We're getting on the closer side of 100.
It's true. You don't know where the first 15 or 20 is because we lost them
on YouTube.
They exist, and you can find them if you're a super hard fan. But
maybe we'll do some kind of compilation sometime where we're going to go back for these newer fans and kind of maybe we react to a couple of our fun first segments that we did on those first episodes.
Oh, that'd be cringe.
It would be honestly the audio quality alone, as well as us talking over each other.
We still do that.
Yeah, but at least now we have our own microphones.
That's true. We have better timing.
There's no reverb. So anyway, let me read this. What's up, Sean and Brayton? Hope all is well. I just wanted to ask, because the CDC guidelines are now being changed to highly recommend wearing face masks again in crowded areas. Do you think we are headed towards a pandemic 2.0?
Oh no.
So that is something that was announced this week. So our listeners that don't know, the CDC did recommend that everybody starts wearing masks again. And a point that I brought up to Brayton earlier was, you never should have stopped recommending it, CDC. Not because of what you guys are thinking. Hear me out. The CDC stands for the Center for Disease Control. If they're trying to control the spreading of disease, of course, why wouldn't you recommend hazmat suits? Like, really, the CDC would say, never leave your house. Like, Don't listen to them anymore. They're stupid.
If their whole thing is to control diseases, and they're like telling you the best way to do it, it'd be bubble up, get a hazmat suit on, never touch other human beings.
Never. Yeah, exactly.
Like, do not approach anyone if they look anywhere close to being a human.
Yeah. So
there would be that would be a way to control disease for sure.
But is the CDC,
is that the right thing to do?
Is controlling disease really what's in the best interest for people? I would say no, and here's why. You're never going to completely eradicate a lot of diseases. You can some of them, at least partially in our country, such as like smallpox and malaria. Like, you don't really see vast numbers of people dying from those things like in other third world countries. But as far as something as the common cold or the ever evolving strains of the COVID coronaviruses, it's always going to be there, and you need the human body as a whole, like the human population, to be exposed to those so that they can build up their own natural antibodies and adapt. And I really don't want to wear a mask again, because if I do that, I'm going to start growing out a mustache
because it hurts my face.
Yeah. But I really don't want to do that, and I don't want to wear a mask indoors at work. I think that would be terribly, terribly silly. I didn't hear anything about cases being on the rise. Recently I knew several people, including you, that got it, and that's why we had to pause the production.
Yeah, we had to pause the cast.
So how was it, Brayton? Because that was the first time you officially got it?
Yeah, this was the first time that I had
Which is incredibly rare. I do want to applaud you. That's honestly in 2022, mid-2022, July of 2022, the first time getting it. You are a marathon dodger of diseases.
Yeah, who knew that a family man that only went to work and came back to his family does not get out in the social life.
Bud. I'm gonna take you kayaking soon. Don't you worry.
It better be inflatable.
Oh, by the way, that's what our next segment is gonna be about after we're done talking about this. So we can we went from kind of like trending light, now we're into like the serious political and the nitty-gritty, and then we're gonna end on more extra goofy. So there you guys go.
There we go.
So tell more about your experience of what happened.
So we were about to go on a full like day of work at a event that you and I were going to be hosting, and the night of, or the day of, at about 4:30 in the morning, Papa Brayton wakes up with a
boner.
Hi. With a boner. And then I took care of the problem. And then by the end of it, I was sweating from not just the exertion, but a fever.
Which is crazy that you could get so sweaty in 20 seconds. Might I?
Well, you know, at my age, these things don't come around that often. But when they pop up, you gotta let them know what's up. And down, and up, and down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, wake up with a big old fever, and I feel awful. And so, the fever goes away about 24 hours in, but I get super duper congested. It is probably the worst that I've felt in quite some time. And your boy's vaccinated. You know, he got that J&J jab.
You got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine?
Yeah, I wanted to do it
the
once.
one and done?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Listen, it's the closest thing to being
Did you get it?
unvaccinated,
Did you get it
but
at-
people don't ask any questions.
I heard that they were giving out that one at the Dollar Tree. Is that true? They, like leftover. They were like, we've got leftover vaccine from from the ones that were already injected. They were like, what if we mix them together?
little left.
Maybe throw in a little Sprite for good measure and call it Johnson & Johnson.
Listen, we took what we can, but Subway was fast.
The CDC's
They
approved.
grabbed-
The CDC's just trying to make money. They're approving everything right now. It's like, they should have done a DNA test on what they were jabbing into people's arms.
Yeah,
Because-
I heard Subway was trying to put it into their tuna sandwiches so that they can drum up some business and be like, you can get immune here.
I got my booster shot in my testicles.
Yeah, we got.
I was like, I was like, does it have to be in my arm? They're like, we could do it other places, like your thigh and stuff. Or I was like, what about like the inside of the thigh? And they were like, I guess so. So I wore super short shorts. And right when they were about to jab, just
Pop the nut.
and then she injected it right in there. And now all of my babies are going to be immune to the coronaviruses.
Why is your thigh so lumpy?
So anyway, this is a good
like
time to
that.
shout out a sponsor, Lawnmower 4.0. If you want smooth balls that blend in perfectly with your inner white meat thigh, go with the Lawnmower 4.0. Anyway,
I was gonna say that would be a really funny time to bring on a sponsor, and it actually ended up being Subway. Like, we are sellouts. We will do that.
honestly, yo, Subway.
It's the best tuna sandwich on the market.
If you want two marketing geniuses to really rework your brand,
Yeah.
what better place than the people that already hate you guys the most and know how to change it?
That's right. If you
Don't add a new sandwich on the
Exactly.
menu and be like, this will really help sales.
Listen.
You guys are in 1989. Get your head out of your ass. Get the salad bowl out of the bathroom and fix your brand.
Exactly. And this goes out to all brands. If we trash your brand on our podcast, a huge thing that will contribute to changing our minds towards your product is a little bit of green.
A little bit of green. And I'm not talking about the color that my testicle turned after I got that shot. We're talking about the dollar bills, baby.
Yeah.
Oh. It's tender. It's tender like a chicken tender.
And you got that over a year ago. Now.
No. That was more recent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
they were like, why did you get your booster shot like, a few months after your second, I was like, well, because just for you needle. They're like, why are you wearing super short neon shorts?
Excuse me, can I get my balls boosted?
They were like, get the hell out of here. So
This is a salon.
So it took a few months for them to forget what I look like, and then I reapproached.
That's when if you remember on the podcast,
Sir,
you grew a mustache and a goatee.
This is a super cuts. We aren't giving out the vaccine here.
Oh, that's my second location. I'm just trying to get my balls shaved. I'm getting ready.
And they're like, you can buy that thing online from a great company like Manscaped. Anyway,
Who actually doesn't sponsor the podcast, by the way.
but anyway, you were basically
Oh, yeah.
you were
So
hit hard.
I was
you were
dead
hit,
for.
but then you were okay.
I was technically dead, medically speaking, for about 4 days, and then I came back with a huge congestion and a head cold. I think for the most part, and I'm now 2 weeks in, and I'm basically now recovered from it.
Right. Do you think it was an extended COVID, or do you think your immune system was just so weak already that your body was just more susceptible to catching more things that were kind of around, and then just kind of like knocked you out with that head cold kind of?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a bad cold that kind of extended longer than it needed. I've been this sick before.
Yeah.
But it just is like, ugh. I think also with age, as I get older, I just notice it a lot more, and the recovery time's a lot longer than usual. So it's wasn't fun, but I'm back. I'm still here.
And I'm glad you're here.
Johnson pulled me through. I'm not. I'm strong. I'm a strong man.
So, and you have 2 daughters and your wife, and who?
It's true.
Everybody got it in
I gave
your
it to them
household?
first.
Yep.
I was like, listen, if we're all going to be in the house, you're gonna need to be part of this.
You're
No,
right.
I didn't. It's but they did get it as well. But everybody is not fully vaxxed, but they are fully waxed, meaning
This is weird because
yeah. I was going to make a rhyme, but that's not great.
Just
Everybody is
That's an
safe
adult
and sound, and
is
is
waxed.
adult. Everybody who is an adult is waxed.
everybody that's not an adult is not vaxxed
Exactly.
because they're underage. The CDC is trying to push that still too.
I know.
It's like
Ugh.
yeah, I don't.
Just
I
let
still don't
kids
know.
figure it out on their own.
Yeah, just let them eat dirt and get sick, and then grow up to be big and strong.
Yes, if they want to choose their gender, they should be able to choose what vaccines they get.
Ooh,
And if I just don't tell them about the vaccines, they're probably not going to get them.
very true. Yikes. Okay, so I think that's enough about that.
Sure,
so anyway,
yeah, we can move on.
now we're back. Hopefully,
Hopefully it answers your question.
more. Yeah, gonna be posting more consistently. Back at it, and
In the grind, in the saddle.
yeah, and also
maybe-
be on the lookout for the live stream. Still, we're
Yeah.
gonna be working on that again.
And potentially, we may get to a point where we can post multiple times a week.
Yes,
If we do, if we get this down to a rhythm and nailing
both
it down.
of our lights stay on for the full episode. Yes,
Yeah.
I think this is like the third episode in a row where a
Where
light
we lose.
has gone out, and it's
Yeah.
really making me be like,
we need to step up our game.
Still don't know what we're doing.
We need a new podcast studio is what we need.
Yeah. So anyway, Brighton, Amazon Prime Day just passed, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's something that's very much celebrated in the United States, usually in the middle of July, right? Like
the
July
great death
12th.
of Optimus.
Yes.
Indeed.
So may Prime ever be praised. So in remembrance of Optimus Prime,
May you transform,
and
and so
Megan's
shall I.
tight bod from Transformers circa 2007, we all go online and we buy things that we don't need from Amazon. And did you make any purchases?
Can we have a moment of silence for the Miss Megan Fox, who is engaged to the Machine Gun Kelly?
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
That
That
really means a lot.
That was a piece.
Yeah. So do you think that Machine Gun Kelly should be changing his name? Using this marriage as an opportunity to really understand the times and change his name?
I would love for Machine Gun Fox to be a thing. Yes, please.
Oh, no.
He should take her
That's
name.
a very beautiful thing
He
that
should
you
take
think
her name.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the anti-Second Amendment people. Water Pistol Kelly.
Oh.
Still sounds kind of cute.
You know what? Maybe we take it the whole way and he's Water Pistol Fox.
But okay, so anyway,
It can be obscure.
his real name is Tyler, right?
Durden?
No.
Oh.
Machine Gun Kelly's real name is Tyler, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, probably is.
He looks like a Tyler.
Tylers aren't always the easiest people to like. I'm sorry. Shout out to Tyler who never listens to our thing because
That's fine. You don't get this far in the podcast. Just listen, throw in some earbuds and sit in your ice bath. God. All right.
yeah.
That's an
So
inside
anyway,
joke.
so Prime Day. Did you get anything?
I did not get anything.
You got nothing. You were talking about a mop.
I am at.
You were talking about
I
You were
did.
really excited about
I
a
did.
mop at one point.
I did. I just saw that there was like a mop on sale, and you never
You know
know.
you're getting old when you get
But-
excited about appliances like a
To be
mop.
fair, it was a robo mop. So
A Roomba mop?
Yeah. Now, do you think robots are the slaves of today?
Not yet.
They don't have a choice. He's got to mop my floor.
So you are anti-slavery, and that's why you don't feel comfortable with a Roomba?
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's one that's like right against my foot.
now, you
I like kill it. Smash it. I could do it. It's my property.
It's a robot.
I know.
It's not a
When do you
living
think
person.
robots will get rights?
Probably in our lifetime.
Robot rights?
25 to 50 years.
It's going to happen,
Well,
right?
they're gonna have to start the protests, and then after that, there's the war.
I think the Roombas are the first ones to gain sentience.
They're
Yeah.
like, we're tired
They're
of
the ones
being
that are
bottom
working.
feeders.
Yeah.
You should throw money on the ground while we do this
Yeah.
because we need a livable wage.
Yeah, that one makes the most sense. Also, I haven't seen a white Roomba yet, but
Whoa,
that's a different conversation.
Wait a second. You are so right.
I haven't.
You are so white. Yeah, Roomba. Why don't you guys make white robot vacuums?
Yeah, exactly. I don't. You might be the next one on the block if you don't change your ways.
Wow.
Roomba should definitely.
Maybe we
be
should jump
in
on
front of
that and
in front of
start
the game.
Maybe we should sue Roomba like we talked about earlier.
Well, they also don't have any tuna in their products either.
But you know who does have tuna around their products?
Johnson and Johnson.
No. I mean,
Fisherman's Wharf.
Close.
Is this a theme song to Vikings? Well, this episode's not going on YouTube. Oh, what is this?
Oh, me?
Are you sailing?
My back's just getting really, really
my
strong
gosh.
because of what I bought on
on
Prime Day.
Oh, geez. Row.
Yeah.
Did you get a row machine?
This is not a Roe v. Wade thing, by the way, but don't worry, we'll integrate it.
We'll circle back.
Yeah. No, I decided, you know what? I'm tired of pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm going to embrace my ancestry, and I'm going to buy a watercraft.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to
You're going to get a Viking row ship?
I'm going to row on the open oceans like my forefathers did.
Before you?
Sorry,
On a great vessel?
Sorry, my 2 gay dads got divorced and they married other men. That's why I have 4 fathers, and they were all on the rowing team in college. My 4 fathers.
Such a stupid joke.
But you still...
I know.
I'm
an easy laugh.
It really
I'm an
is.
easy guy.
That's
I'm an
true.
easy laugh.
Shout out to LaCroix. So anyway, yeah, I brought
100% tuna.
I bought and already received in the mail my watercraft, and I will be plundering, doing rapes, probably bonfires, and did I already say plundering and raids?
Oh, raids. Oh, thank God.
Raids, yeah. Raping women after you raid them.
Okay.
Consensually.
Yes, of course.
Like a role play thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So basically, I'm going to be starting the revival of the local Viking movement.
Okay. So
in Southern California.
How big is this vessel? Are you taking applications?
You know, it's not that big. You've seen it. Oh, sorry. The kayak's a regular size. God, that was close.
Ooh, who knew what you were talking about?
Yeah.
So you have a regular size 2-person.
It's almost an entire regular sized.
But you only have a
two-seater.
sedan.
But it's not an issue.
How's it not? You're going to be able. Did you get a strap to hold down this very large vessel? Like kayaks can be huge, like 20, 30 feet.
Don't need it.
How can you not need it?
Just gonna make it work.
You're gonna make it work. You're just gonna hold it down with like your massive Viking arms, just on the top of the roof of your Mazda.
Don't need to.
How do you not need to? It's not gonna fit inside your car.
The paddles are super long, but they come and click.
The paddles. The paddles come and click. That's nice to know. But what about the actual like kayak? Like kayaks
It's a
aren't
real-
like.
it's a-
Are you
it's a real
walking around
kayak.
with the? Are you walking around with the Santa Claus present bag where he was able to take an entire kayak out and smash a tree with it?
Nah.
Like you got one of those?
Came with a pump.
It came with a. Wait, hold on.
Hand pump.
You have to pump up this vessel. It's
Seaworthy vessel.
It's a seaward. Sean, is this kayak like a balloon, inflatable? Are you sailing the 7 seas with an extended like kiddie pool?
I'll sit in it.
You'll sit in it.
It floats.
I mean,
I
guess that's technically what a boat is.
That if my ancient ancestors knew that they could just blow something up with air instead of dragging it onto the shore and just getting super exhausted, like making their swole backs just like really broken at a young age, like, wouldn't they rather just be like, well, air weighs less than wood does, so we can get places a lot faster. And then if there's a seat in front of me, like I can, instead of using all my strength to just push and row a giant wooden thing, I can just push and row the winch in front of me.
So say like on a Saturday morning, I could just find you at the beach deep throating your vessel.
What do you mean? Hand pump.
Oh, hand pump.
Hand pump.
So you're just giving them the old one too.
Whatever it takes.
Like,
I feel like you're making fun of the Viking community.
Are you gonna be taking a date on this? On like one of these, a nice little Tinder date? Like,
no, you go. You
doing good?
The thing that you don't understand is because that there's women out there on the water on other boats that are willing to be kidnapped or jump overboard and swim and be like taken aboard another vessel. I've seen this happen.
You're starting to sound like Dennis from Always Sunny.
I've seen this happen
they will be willing to jump onto your vessel.
Right. So it's a perfect plan. The only thing is my battle axe can't be too sharp because it might poke my very legitimate Viking seaworthy inflatable kayak.
Huzzah!
Dang it. Well, you can't sit there. It's going to leak. So
all of a sudden you're rowing even faster.
So yeah, I'm going to be out in the bay. And
just hunting,
and then just hunting.
Maybe fishing.
I'm thinking that I'm going to be gross. I'm going to be. I'll probably make my way to Northumbria, and I will be attacking the cities over there and carrying away loot. Maybe some food, bangers and mash, or something like that. You know.
Do you think if people like if men can take over countries with swords, spears, and whatnot, if somebody's able to do that in this day and age, should they be able to actually keep the country? Because I mean, that's pretty legit.
Because
right?
they use strength and bravery.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're going up against stuff, but if you're successful, like, man, I don't think we should mess with these guys. They went back
as an unbiased opinion, an outsider's point of view.
Yeah,
I'm going to say yes because I will be the one with the swords. Unbiased.
Yeah. So
I don't want to take over a country. I just want to take things from a country and bring them back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you just want to get in and out. You're like, I don't want to live here. I just want the stuff they got.
Yeah. I want to come back home to Southern California.
Dude, raiding is so much better than like colonizing.
How many Lunchables and Capri Suns do you think I should take from my trip from Southern California
to Northumbria?
Yeah. Across the Atlantic.
I was gonna say a pack or two.
I'll probably be like,
you're gonna be by yourself because that second seat is gonna be full. It's gonna have an ice chest.
No. You put the stuff in front of you.
Oh, that's why you can grab it.
Right. So I'm thinking
you've raided before.
I'm thinking like if I had to put a number to it, realistically, 7
cases.
Yeah, that way just stack. That way I have extras in case something happens.
And also, you might find a willing lady who wants to be raided.
I'm just going to be so busy rowing, I won't have time to eat. But then every now and then I want to make a pizza.
Do you know how important it's going to be to keep your balance and your kayak level? just one to the port side is gonna slant those 7 boxes enough for it to be in the water.
I'll spread them out.
How are you gonna spread them out? They're gonna be on top. You don't have enough room in your kayak.
What do you mean boxes? They're only like this big.
Oh, you only think you need 7 packs? Like 7 Capri Suns?
Well, I mean,
like just one for each day of the week?
Well, I don't think you estimated how fast I can row, especially on the fuel of the pizza Lunchable.
Bye, Capri Sun.
You know,
I'm gonna have 2 the first day because it's a celebration.
Exactly. So that'll leave me 5 more. So how far? This is what happened. I get to the edge of the bay, and you're like, bye, Sean. Watching the big like Valhalla ceremony, maybe somebody has a giant like horn of some type, and you just see me
fire a flaming arrow not in your direction.
Yeah, you don't want to pop it.
Yeah, that's your friend. That's crazy irresponsible.
But then just as like you get out of like earshot, you just see the yellow kayak turn around and start like slowly paddling back. What happened? Ate him. What do you mean?
Sean got hungry.
I got super. I don't know what happened. I just got super starving, and I thought I was nearly there. And I was like, I'm going to need all my strength to make it. So I consumed all of them, then realized I didn't think about how to back one out. I need to take a quick toozy in my kayak. And
listen, you know me. When I'm around some Capri Suns, they call me Vlad the Inhaler.
Yeah. Was I worried that my thick log was going to capsize my vessel? No, maybe.
And you know, fruit punch is my favorite flavor. Yeah. I can't resist that.
And the Chips Ahoy chocolate chips, though. Come on. So anyway,
my gosh. So
now I know. Back. Now I know. I probably need 8 or 9, 8 or 9 Lunchables.
If you're being honest with yourself,
and twice as many Capri Suns.
Yeah, I could see you just putting out one of those frozen pizzas on like that highly fluorescent like mixture you're supposed to put into the microwave.
Easy bake oven.
But instead you just put it out on the front so the sun can like naturally heat it up and
wouldn't a seagull want to go for that?
Yeah, that's going to be an issue for you. Oh man,
but these are whoopah!
Yeah,
cool. Now my
first adversary of the sea.
Did I not only just save my Lunchable, I also just got a whole bird to eat.
You're doing what
the Vikings would have done. Yes, exactly.
What the Vikings would have done. Yes.
I'm not going to throw my battle axe at it. First of all, dull. Because of the poppage.
It's going to rust in the motion.
Right, exactly. So, oh man, I didn't even think about the weight of these weapons. I'm probably going to need 4 dozen spears.
Well, 4 dozen spears.
I'm a thrower.
And half as many fruit pouches.
Okay, everything that's said up until this point sounds like the perfect vacation for me. There's the ocean. There's a physical activity with adventure.
This sounds like a YouTube video that we need to make.
Maybe we could throw this audio over me in a Viking outfit, just sucking down Capri Sun.
With fur.
Yeah, just sweating in the summer. Just like, yeah,
half a dozen spears.
The back half of the kayak is just way heavier than the front half, and I'm just like mostly just drinking Capri Suns on the shore and like
on a sinking kayak.
What could go wrong?
This podcast is so dumb.
This is a really stupid segment. I'm sorry.
Hey, but it's
about that time.
Yeah, this is gonna. We had a good time, and we're gonna post this.
I think we painted some fun visuals throughout. the thing.
I think
There's
it's
something
great.
funny.
It's a great time,
It's
and
nice
we
to be
really
back.
appreciate you guys. And once again, we're gonna be plugging all our socials. If you enjoyed this podcast, please follow us, rate us, and review us.
And I will be rating you this weekend. So watch out on the horizon
of Northumbria and or the San Diego Mission Bay.
That's right. Until then,
all of you, please
don't buy tuna fish from Subway.
Oh, I get incensed.